This is Bill Kimler, co-host of the Black, White, and Blue in the South podcast. This Halloween, stand out from the crowd with ZJZDesigns.com. Their brand new limited edition spooky prints are here to haunt your wardrobe in the best way possible. With 5 new chilling designs, you'll be ready for trick-or-treating, haunted houses, and everything this spooky season has to offer. Whether you're getting festive for the holidays or just looking for unique, high-quality designs to up your style game, ZJZDesigns.com has you covered. Shop now at ZJZDesigns.com and discover the t-shirts that'll make you stand out in any season. Don't get caught without the coolest Halloween t-shirt. Grab yours before they disappear. ZJZDesigns.com.
The All About Nothing podcast may have language and content
that isn't appropriate for some.
Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, Nothingers, to the All About Nothing podcast. This is episode number 269. I am Barrett Gruber. Mr. Zach King is here. Welcome, Zach.
I am here. Thank you, Barrett.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. Appreciate it. Please subscribe and share the show. That's how we get new listeners. Also, please consider supporting the show financially by visiting theallaboutnothing.com and becoming an official member and proudly calling yourself a true Nothinger. We'll have more details at the end of the show. If you can't do that, please give us a 5-star review, a like, and follow us across all social media. You can find links at theallaboutnothing.com. So we're going to get started with this episode. Our guest this week is Adina Maynard. She is a retired oncologist, nurse, and caregiver, and now an indie developer behind the fast-paced, brain-boosting word game Cattywampus. It's available through the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Very excited to have you on here, Adina. Welcome.
Thank you, Barrett. Good to be here.
Welcome. The thing that stood out was, I don't remember where exactly I saw it, but I think it was an article in one of the local news outlets that about Cattywampus and the fact that you live here in Columbia, South Carolina.
I do. But
that isn't really where you got your start. Tell us about yourself.
So, I was born. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no! Now I'm interested. You were born
in the South, born in Virginia, but I did live in South Carolina growing up. I lived here from 2nd grade to end of 10th. So I attended Dreer my 9th grade year, attended Irmo my 10th grade year, and then moved out of state. And life took over. Lived in California for 30 years, down in San Diego. Miss it every day because the weather is just chef's kiss.
Exactly.
Well, you don't like this
and I've got some great
heat,
friends there.
Moisture and just mugginess.
Yeah, there's no humidity out there. And then met my husband while I was travel nursing a couple years ago, and he lived here. And so never thought I'd be back in South Carolina, but here I am.
So at the age of 30, at the age of 32, you finally got married.
32. Yeah, no.
No, but the travel nursing or being a traveling nurse, that I have had friends that have been traveling nurses, and especially during COVID, or during hurricanes or things like that. Was that something you desired to get into, or did it just sort of happen?
Always had the travel bug. But raising kids and trying to give stability to them, when they were younger out in California. So that got put on the back burner. I did not become a nurse. I didn't start nursing school till I was 36 years old. So it was my second career. And, in nursing school, I knew after my kids were off in college that I wanted to travel. So travel nursing was always in the, back burner of my mind, if you will. Worked in San Diego on a dedicated oncology unit at Sharp Memorial for 5 years, then went to the James Cancer Center for 2 years at Ohio State University. I'm sorry, the Ohio State University.
No.
You don't have to do that here.
How dare
no.
And then from there, after getting, my nurse legs strong enough, I ventured into travel nursing. So I was one of those travel nurses that traveled pre-COVID. And finished my 14th contract last year before I pivoted to do Cattywampus full time.
My neighbor right here in my cul-de-sac. She houses travel nurses. So like
Bless
she
her.
just yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What are some of the places that you traveled to that were the most interesting to you, or places did you have a bucket list of places that you wanted to go to as a travel nurse?
So, funny thing about travel nursing, hospitals and agencies know where the popular places are that travel nurses like to go. So their pay rates aren't that great.
Okay.
So if you're chasing the money, not everyone does, but if you're chasing the money, you're not going to necessarily work in Austin, Texas or Denver, Colorado. You're going to want to grab a contract that's about an hour away that pays more, and then you can travel into those cities. So when you say what is your favorite, do you mean like cities or places of work?
Places of work.
Okay. Yeah.
So you could be in. They're like, yeah, don't go to like Houston or something. You're going to be in small town South Dakota.
Well, I love hospitals in California because California has state mandated ratios. So that was a huge eye opener because I started my nursing career in San Diego because that's where I graduated. I went to San Diego State, got my bachelor's in nursing. And so I lived and worked in San Diego for the first couple of years as a nurse. And so I didn't know nursing life outside of California. And it was quite the eye opener when I moved to Ohio because they don't have state mandated ratios.
Yeah.
And then it was more of an eye opener when I started travel nursing because then you start to see how other states operate. And you really do start to see how unsafe nursing can be when your ratios are too high.
So, and I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I don't know what the ratios is. What is the state? What is it that we're talking about?
That's a good question. So, for instance, in California, on an oncology unit, you would not have more than 4 patients.
Okay.
And that would be considered a med-surg oncology unit. Some med-surg units in California can go up to 5, but never more than that. Here in the South, a med-surg unit can have up to 6 to 7, sometimes even 8 patients per nurse.
That seems like overload.
It is. It's unsafe. And it's one of the reasons I prayed 7, 8 years ago that God would move me away from the bedside. And because it just becomes more and more unsafe, that constant push from administration to do more with less. You're short-staffed, equipment's broken, meds are lost. I mean, it's not a smooth process, unfortunately.
Oncology is absolutely one of the most necessary specialties of medicine. I mean, I had a brain tumor I have a brain tumor, but I had it treated back in early 2010s. And
I'm glad you're here.
yeah, well, yeah. Look, I will say this: massive amounts of chemotherapy and radiation. They set you straight at least for the next 20 years or so. That's but oncology, nursing isn't just the caregiving part. I mean, not the physical caregiving. You play a role that sometimes the doctors don't themselves get to play. You become attached. Your resume speaks that you are also a caregiver.
Yes.
That is not an easy job either.
It is not an easy job. So in the oncology world, I have done surgical and medical oncology, hospice, but my favorite, my niche, if you will, is bone marrow transplant. And so bone marrow transplant patients are typically in the hospital for about 30 days. So you get to know those families and patients very, very well. And so, yes, that emotional bond is very strong.
Zach has an attachment there.
Yeah, I did in 2007, I signed up for backstage passes at Warped Tour, but to do it, an organization called Music Saves Lives swabs your cheek, 1 in a million shot that you're going to be a donor. And I said, well, I'll take those odds. And I think it was 4 years later, an envelope came and said, you're a match. And I was like, well, all right. So off to DC I went, and ended up, they didn't want, it was going to be bone marrow or stem cells. And it ended up the best match for this patient was peripheral stem cell donation. So I did that, and that was awesome. I'd do it again. They made it as easy as possible. So
yeah, stem cell collection is a lot less painful than bone marrow collection. But not very many. I haven't heard of a bone marrow collection in a very long time.
Go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say the only part that stunk was they give you, I think it's called phlogism injections, which force the bone marrow. Yeah, it forces the stem cells out of your bone marrow into your bloodstream. And so the collection with the big needle, my arm kept shuddering and shutting the machine off, basically. So they're like, here's a morphine button. We're going to stick you another time and enjoy your 8 hours in the chair.
Reduce the spasms as much as possible.
Exactly.
Yes.
Again, like I said, I'd do it again. It was a no-brainer for me.
Love that. Well, thank you for doing that.
One of the hosts of another one of our podcasts, Bill Kemmler, who hosts Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks, his daughter actually left bedside nursing in oncology to be a case manager. And he says that her mental health is so much better. But it's, he also donated a kidney, and I'm not trying to one up Zach because I can't.
I'm trying to get Bill's other one.
But
that's a good idea, by the way.
I have a K&N air filter shaped like a kidney that will fit right in there. Perfect.
Oh God!
A stapler. We can shove a stapler in a Ziploc bag in there. Bill would be all right. He operates
to an aquarium pump and a K&N filter. You're gonna be fine.
Bill made the mistake of leaving a comment on our Facebook, and now he's going to suffer because I think he just survives on morphine and cocaine anyway. So
he's gonna love you as he runs for office again.
I'm gonna hear it tomorrow morning. But I have my father is currently under dialysis for kidney disease, related actually to the blood pressure medication that he was taking. I have a friend from high school. We were Boy Scouts together for 7-8 years. We went to elementary school and high school together. Bill says, I can hold it in. I don't need that other kidney, Zach. He's giving it to you. But he a couple years ago found out that he was going through end stage renal disease, and that he put a call out there for anyone that could potentially be a donor to sign up. And I filled in all the information necessary to do it. And I would gladly give my kidney away to someone as outstanding as him, Matt Ballon. And that the link might actually still be out there. I'll have to see, but he recently started dialysis.
Gotcha.
So it's nursing is just to go back to it. Nursing is just absolutely one of those things that I think the medical profession doesn't give. It feels like it doesn't give enough credit to the nurses. It's so kudos to you on that. What did you do before nursing?
So I did business management and marketing. I was the office manager for our church when my kids were growing up. When they went into school, worked for a public speaker, doing his admin, behind the scenes, accounting kind of things. And then, decided it was interesting because I remember working with him. His name was Al, and he called me into his office one day and he's like, "Hey, I just want to know what's going on with you." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, normally you come in and you're just like a breath of fresh air and you've got a lot of joy and you're just fun to be with." He goes, "But lately you've just been really grouchy and short tempered." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, "Ooh, maybe I am." But that conversation is actually what catapulted eventually into me going to nursing school, because it dawned on me when we had that conversation and I started doing some self-reflecting that I took a desk job straight out of high school because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And then fast forward 17 years later, right? Husband, kids, mortgage. You don't have time to go to school full time. You don't even have time to think about going to school full time. And it was then that I was like, you know what? This is not what I thought my life was going to look like. And thought about teaching or nursing. And, I just felt God kept pushing me into nursing. I would run into people and learn that they were a nurse, and just multiple situations that he kept putting nursing in front of me. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to do nursing because, my kids were getting older. They were in middle school and high school. And, I knew they would be graduating out into college and life. So I didn't know if necessarily teaching was a great fit. So got into nursing and realized there's a lot of education that goes with nursing, and feel like I just had the best of both worlds.
Well, education sort of ties into why, because we're not here to talk about just your nursing and your background and everything. Education sort of has a tie into to why you're here with us this week.
Yeah.
And I introduced that a little bit at the beginning of the show, but you have, I guess, after retirement from nursing, you had in your mind that you wanted to create something, a game. Was it always going to be a game?
So Cattywampus is a game I've played in my head for years.
Yeah.
7-8 years ago, started praying that God would move me away from the bedside. And didn't really know what that meant, but it was just a very genuine, quiet, soft-spoken, heartfelt prayer. And it just stayed out there, right? And then in 2022, read an article about how Josh Wardle created Wordle. And I was like, that doesn't sound so hard.
It's a little hard.
He is a software developer, by the way. So, of course, he didn't make it look hard. And then my husband, unbeknownst to him, he had no idea I played this game in my head. He had no idea I read this article about Josh Wardle. He sends me an article about how much money Candy Crush makes on any given day.
How much?
$600,000.
$600,000 in any given day.
In any given day. And that's
You know
not
what?
even 2025 numbers, so I'm sure it's higher.
So
Yeah,
you don't
I'm
have,
sure that's a more or less number too.
Right. And
Yeah.
I was like, maybe that thing I do in my head, other people would want to do.
yeah.
So once I realized that it could be a potential avenue for me to replace the income that I made as a travel nurse, I took the steps forward to create the corporation, secure the intellectual property, branding, logo, website, you name it, and vetted a developer. Thank gosh I was a travel nurse because this has not been an inexpensive journey.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I started doing market research on Cattywampus that I really got excited and realized it wasn't just a fun word game to play, that it actually has the ability to be a tool to help people age well and prevent cognitive decline in the future. So, fun fact, the brain is the hungriest organ in the body. And there's more and more research coming out about cognitive decline, how to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. There is no one thing we can do to prevent that disease. And when I say disease, dementia is the umbrella that Alzheimer's fits under. So there's no one or two things that we can do, but there are definitely lifestyle changes that we can adopt and incorporate into our lives today to help stave off that disease later. And once I realized that, I got super excited because dementia runs in my family. My mom has it. You said I was a caregiver, so she lives with us. She moved in with us last year when her husband passed away. So that has been a huge shift for my husband and I to now have my mom living with us. His mom had dementia before she died. My grandmother had it before she died. Many people in this world know of someone that has dementia or Alzheimer's. And so if I could do my part today to avoid what my mother and my grandmother had to go through, 100% I will do it. And one of those things is keep your brain learning new things. In science and medicine, we call that neuroplasticity. But the more you can keep your brain active and learning, as opposed to retiring, sitting in your lazy boy and watching TV till someone has to call 911 for some medical reason, right? If you can keep your brain learning new things, you're ahead of the ball game, right? Other ways that people can do their part, as I like to say, to keep your noggin sharp is social engagement, right? So when you go out with friends, go for a walk with a buddy, when you are in community, that is huge, right? We were not designed or created to live in isolation. But a lot of times that's what happens with people as they age, right? They don't leave their home as much. Their world becomes smaller, right? So social engagement is a way to keep your brain active, right? Eating brain healthy foods, keeping your body moving, keeping your brain active. Those are all things that we can do today to help stave off that disease later. And that's when I got excited about Cattywampus.
Yeah, I can tell you that in my aging, especially after COVID, I myself have developed a diagnosed social anxiety,
Mm.
and I do go out. I bowl in a league every week, but I was
Nice.
telling Zach before we recorded, I have to wear earplugs because it's very loud.
Yeah.
I'm constantly observant of all the people around me, and always desiring to rather be at home watching
TV.
something on Netflix.
I was
Exactly.
about to say, thank gosh we can stream now, because if I want to watch a movie, I would gladly pay for it in my house.
Yeah,
As opposed to
100%.
going to the movie theater, unless it's like a good one to see in the theater. But otherwise, I'm paying for it at home because I can pause it. I can eat my own snacks. I can go to the bathroom when I need to. No one's sneezing. There's no crying baby.
Hey, I love
Well, at your house, not at mine.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly good.
Zach's like,
And a
crying babies
4-year-old.
are everywhere.
I hear it in my sleep.
Oh, goodness.
Of course you do. It's what
To
wakes
go
you
back
up.
to though, when you speaking about cognitive decline, my grandmother died in 2003 when she was 63,
Young.
62 or 63 from Alzheimer's.
I'm
My
so
dad
sorry.
then died 6 years ago at age 54 from dementia. And you're absolutely right about the social part of that. But before he had to go to a hospice care and stay in a home, the thing that would change his demeanor instantly is when all of us kids would get there and be around him, and
He lit up, didn't he?
He did, and then he would it would level him out to a degree where he wasn't the same, but he was more communicative, remembering certain things more, all around more happy. And then when you would go visit him in hospice care, he was like, "Oh, you're here. Take me, put me in the trunk. Can we go?" Like that kind of thing.
Exactly.
We had the most wonderful nurses there too. But those are things too that I'm a big Wordle, everyday Wordle, Wordscape. I should be working more than playing Wordscape like I do. And now Cattywampus came through. I love it.
Nice.
So
good.
I'm staving it off. I'm going to fight genetics and stave it off.
There you go.
Well, I wanna share because you sent me the I guess I want to say a webinar, but really it's a walkthrough of the Cattywampus game. So I'm going to share this, and if you guys hear your own voices in echo, it's only because I'm having to feed the audio back through.
Okay.
And before we start, I got a higher score than Barrett.
He did. No,
nice.
Adina, he
215.
Even like on Wordle, like there were days where I would go through the entire Wordle. I'd go through all of my 6 chances and not get the answer. And then like when Zach and I worked in the same company or whatever, he'd be like, "What, did you get the Wordle today?" And I'd be like, "No." He goes, "I got it in 2." I'm like,
ooh. I always proud of myself and get it in 3.
My least favorite person on the podcast right now is Zach. So,
but I'm also a stickler for like, I'm always that person like, not a word. Like, don't.
That's fair. See, and I'm better about calling people out on their grammar. One of the things that I pride myself on is my children. I will never limit their vocabulary. So any swear words or anything like that I hear them say, I tell 2 rules: don't say it in front of somebody that's going to get you in trouble. Or rule number 2, don't say it in front of somebody that's going to get you in trouble. Rule number 1, if you use it out of context, it's going to make me very upset.
Right.
So I'm gonna share the YouTube.
Hold on, just to reiterate my point. Today's Wordle was kefir.
Good job,
Kefir?
Zach. Kefir?
It's not kefir though, is it?
I don't
It's kefir.
What is that?
Kefir is a fermented drink in the dairy section.
I've never heard of kefir in my life.
You're not shopping at all at what's the Amazon? What do they call
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. You're not shopping at Whole Foods, Zach. That's where it's at. So this is.
Can I get some of these kefirs?
I heard imbue was a hard one recently.
Which word?
Imbue.
Imbue was very hard.
A friend of mine that works at a co-working space that I attend got it on the first try, only because that's her starter word.
Oh,
Zach,
Mine is beast because it'll take the BEASSD. And you take those words out, it actually makes it more difficult, but you're going to use less guesses in my experience, at least.
Zach,
My starter word when I played Wordle was adieu. ADIEU.
Okay, that is a good one.
Zach, I'll just tell you, Kiefer was today's word. I once told Joe Wilson to his face to stop calling people out about their height because I told him he is the original Keebler elf. Different from Kiefer, but close. So I'm going to share this. This is the video of Cattywampus. So we're going to
Welcome to the quirky, clever world of Cattywampus. Each day, players are gifted a random number of tokens, the currency of Cattywampus. Game of the Day is our single-player game with lots of fun twists and turns. Each day contains a new word trio. The object of the game is to create as many words as possible in 3 minutes. Here are the basic rules. Each word must be at least 4 letters long. Each word can only be used once. And players must use 1 tile from his or her rack before being able to score. You may notice that rack tiles have a black outline around them. Rack tiles can be moved onto the board and back to the rack. However, once rack tiles have been scored, they become board tiles, and board tiles must always form a word. While Game of the Day is a timed 3-minute game, the timer does pause during scoring. Players will know the timer is paused when they see twinkling white stars scattered on the game board. Players can also earn bonus points for creating all new words in 1 scoring session, or by using all rack tiles in 1 scoring session. Each of these bonuses are worth 11 points. We play on the number 11 a lot in Cattywampus because Cattywampus has 11 letters. Tokens can be used to extend gameplay.
So this is just to
Tokens
give
are located
everyone sort of a hint of what the game looks like, and I know that it's going through. It's giving you the best idea of how to actually play the game, which
thus extending gameplay from.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. This was not how I was playing it, and I had not seen because I absolutely was so concerned with that little timer moving across the screen that I wasn't looking at all of what was available for me to be able to use. So
You're not the only one.
yeah, but the timer, 3 minutes to me seems like plenty of time. And ultimately, like, so when Zach gets back here in a second, I'm gonna pull up my phone app and I've already played today, so
Nice.
It's gonna be the same letters that we had before. But was this actually what was in your head when you came up with the idea for Cattywampus?
So the basic concept of Cattywampus is what I've played in my head, meaning I look at a word and then rearrange letters. I do
Okay.
it driving down the highway all the time with highway signs. I shared a social media post during Easter. I made a post that said, I have a confession. I played Cattywampus on Easter Sunday in church. Because in the back of the sanctuary, they had "He is risen."
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh. So I just start moving letters around in my head. And I was like, oh, we could do rise and shine. I'm like, which is kind of cool because it's Easter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just moving letters around, transposing letters. I'm borderline dyslexic. Dyslexia runs in my family.
Okay.
So I frequently transpose things. And so I tend to see transposed words easier, like vote and veto
Okay.
are a great little quick swap.
Interesting. Yeah, I that is something I don't think that it just naturally happens in my head. Like I will see. I know that there are games, TV show games, and things like that like from the old Game Network.
Yeah.
And I can't name the TV show, but that was one of the things they did was they would have to rearrange the words. I have seen TikTok videos and Instagram reels of people doing the same thing, and it never occurred to me that was a skill set that people had.
Yeah.
Because it definitely isn't one that I have had. Like it to take an entire word and then out of that word create other words from those available letters. It just wasn't a skill set I had until I started playing Cattywampus, and I got my reminder every single day that pops up at noon that says play your daily Cattywampus. And if I am all data. Like I am a quality assurance engineer for a software company, and so all I'm doing all day long is writing SQL queries to pull data out of a database. And
Gotcha.
So
You
everything.
probably need a brain break.
Oh, there's a lot of breaks I need. But and you're right. I get that reminder pops up, and I pick up my phone and I'll go ahead. I know I'm not going to be any good at this today. I'm probably going to get 30 points, but then sometimes I think today I got 100 points or so.
Yeah.
I am not very high up on the leaderboard, but as soon as Zach gets back, we'll pull up. Actually, we're not even going to wait for Zach. I'm going to go ahead and set it up so that we can do it now, because I think it'll be fun to have you on it and to see how you can boost my score, just as an idea.
Oh, you want me to chime in?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Sure.
I think that is probably for me the most appropriate way to highlight. I mean, because I think it's good for people to see the actual gameplay.
Sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Actually,
you can tell Cattywampus has had an upgrade since that YouTube video. So we are in the middle of what I call the reset.
That's
and
great.
We are giving it a new look so it can play with the big boys. So
that's terrific. And it's a very eye-appealing game as well.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Even so, this is my phone. So even on a phone, it isn't too small. It's very easy to play. So before we jump into the game, just to show you the stats. I'm not even clicking on the right thing. I'm clicking on my screen that I'm looking at. So you can go into the leaderboard and see the top 500 leaderboard of the game. I feel like with a score of 121, that maybe it's just putting me on there as sort of a kudos, because
well, once we have more than 500 people on the leaderboard, you may not show up, but we'll see. But here's what I want you to remember. This is a true story. I'm a big fan of true stories because I'm not one to tell a lie. So when our developer first started playing Cattywampus, he didn't quite understand it, and he wasn't scoring that great. 22 points, 47 points, 38 points. But he knew enough about the game to play it to test the dynamics.
Yeah.
Fast forward, he is working with me now to test out the 2-player game, which is coming this fall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. And he beat me.
Wow.
So it's just like any muscle, right? The more you practice, the more you play, the better you get. And it's been really fun for me to watch people on the leaderboard go from double digits to triple digits to up the leaderboard. And now we've got people beating me, which I absolutely love, right? Because they're catching the idea of what this is about.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Trying to reconnect to my screen now. I keep clicking on the wrong things. No, I think it's outstanding what you have created, and that's very exciting to know that there is 2-player coming up. So
we're releasing another game mode next week, so stay tuned.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, that's awesome. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into the game, and these are the words that are set by the game for today. So I got lefty, mirror, and curved.
Curved.
Curved. Sorry. So immediately what we have here is these are the 3. You don't get. Do you?
I'll
get
tell you
points?
what to do real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Take the ED from curved and spell mirrored.
All right.
And take the Y down to V and make curvy.
All right.
All right. Now spell a word at the bottom.
Okay.
Spell bore if you want.
Oh, okay. All right. See, this is, I'm just going to call you every day at noon.
Hit submit.
All right.
So mirrored is longer, is 8 letters or 8 tiles or longer. So you got a bonus for that. And you
Okay.
created all new words on the board. So you got a bonus for that.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. So when you see these letters down here at the bottom, does it immediately start clicking for you that these are that you see words?
Yeah. Like I would break apart curvy and spell quick
Okay.
because you got a U there.
Yeah. So you'd move here, here, here. I was pretty good in spelling bees. So
Good.
that wasn't bad. I had that as a skill. All
And
right.
then you can put rave. You can spell rave.
All right.
No,
So
you can leave the Y up there if you want.
okay.
You can. You can put the Y on ravey or quickie, whichever way.
Oh well.
And then
now
you can hit the submit button.
all right.
Here's one of my little tricks. Don't let the timer intimidate you.
It does.
Yes.
It does intimidate me.
So every time you hit the submit button, the timer pauses. And you know the timer pauses because anytime you see those white twinkling stars, that means the timer is paused. So the more you hit submit, the more time you have because the timer is paused.
Okay. So let's see. I can say I could do something like coral here, but I have to but then I still have to do something here.
Yep.
And I can do that. Okay.
There you go. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, Zach's going to be upset. I'm going to embarrass him. All right. Let's see. Is there any
Chewy.
sort of, say that again?
Chewy.
Okay. So we got CHEWY. Okay. Is there any sort of
spell Vans for me?
Vans?
I don't know if you know about this trick. There's another way. When you spell Vans, you'll be able to earn more points.
Oh, okay.
So when you spell a word, now hit submit. When you spell a word that's all the same color,
yes, I've heard of this.
it's called a locked word. And so you get double the points, which is the pro, but then it gets locked away in the cattycomb. So the letters are no longer available for play.
And it's kind of like Scrabble where different letters have different values. So let's see. Pax is too short. I don't even think that's really a word. Oh, you're gonna run out of time.
Click your tokens.
Tokens. All right.
Extend gameplay 30 seconds.
Let's see. PANDA. Panda.
Oh, there you go. Good.
What else we got? I'm gonna use. Zach's gonna be upset because I can't use it.
Turn mumps.
You said what did you turn?
Mumps. MUMPS.
Oh yeah, good man. Let's not have mumps come back.
Yeah, no, I would like for mumps not to come back. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, I hit it too quick. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Mump was already a new word, so you could have thrown that S anywhere, but anyway.
Oh, I see. Okay, so let's see.
Axel.
Good. Man. AXE. And let's see. So if they're so here's okay. So this is something to keep an eye on. So to keep all of the letters the same color.
It works. There's advantages and disadvantages, right?
Yeah.
Because now your X is gone.
That is
true.
A
high scoring letter. So
that is true. Well,
this is fun to watch you play, though. I love it.
We'll schedule this. We'll schedule this every day. So this was my second game. This is my second playing of the day.
Nice.
Which does that now adjust? Oh, I did. It moved me up to 240.
Yep, sure did.
I don't know where Zach is on this list from him playing earlier, but I
don't know.
I think he said he had like 215 or 216. So
okay.
Now he knows, or he will know that I have beaten him.
You have beat his score.
It really is a fun game, and I think absolutely want all of the success that could potentially come to you for it. You mentioned that there are some new some schemes coming to it.
Yeah.
What Can you just, so this episode isn't dropping until for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So they will be out by the time. What do
They
we have
will
to
be
look
out.
forward to?
So we have a carefree mode. So when we launched the app into the app stores and Google Play in June, early June,
Okay.
this summer, and ran ads for about 10 days and realized our churn rate was high, meaning people were not sticking around. And so we paused ads. We took a step back, did some reflection, decided to improve the user experience and improve the user interface. So the interface is the look of the game, right? The user experience, two things that we are in the process of doing that will be available by the time this airs is an interactive tutorial. So instead of watching a video, it'll actually teach you how to play the game. So we're building muscle memory. We have a new icon. So if you follow us on socials, we will have named him by then. We're putting a poll out soon to figure out what his name is going to be. So an interactive tutorial, we're giving the game a facelift. We are creating a timer-free version of the game that is called Carefree. So instead of racing a 3-minute timer, you have 11 opportunities to hit submit.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's a cool idea.
And that has some music along with it. You can choose beach vibes. You can choose like a jazz vibe. You can choose no music. So for those people who like to play word games, but they freak out about the timer, there's an option for them. And then we're in the process of beta testing the 2-player game.
Okay.
And so that should be available come fall. It should be really fun.
Yeah. That's, I look forward to the 2-player game because I think, and as well as the Carefree Zone, because both of those appeal to me.
Nice.
That's one of the things when it came to me, and I don't do my Wordle anymore. I should start doing my Wordle again. But one of the reasons that I stopped doing Wordle was because New York Times kept coming back to me and asking for me to up my subscription, but it was at the normal subscription cost. And I say, no, thank you. And then they'd be like, all right, we'll give it to you for 99 cents for the year again. But next year you have to pay. It's kind of like my Sirius XM. I am more than happy to listen to Sirius XM as long as every year when it comes time to re-up, I can get on the phone with them and say, hey, I'm not interested. I work in my office,
Like, fine, you can have it for $2.
Yeah, exactly. And they will give you everything for like the lowest price. So if you're listening or watching this, please understand, you don't have to cancel your Sirius XM. Just call them and say, hey, I'm thinking about canceling. I don't think Sirius XM, first of all, Sirius XM doesn't make almost any money for itself.
It's on advertising.
They're paying Howard Stern $500 million over 5 years. They're not making any money.
They're not hurting for your $12.
Right. Yeah. So they'll give it away. I did want to ask, with as far as like building sort of a community, how are you nurturing the Cattywampus community across like any Discord channels, social channels, beta testing and test flight? How does that go?
Yeah. Oh, my love of social media.
Yeah.
It is really hard to grow a brand organically these days. Every platform wants you to pay money. There's not a free platform anymore. I mean, it looks free, but it's very hard. I mean, to go viral is difficult. There's an art and a science to it. We do have a Discord channel. It's called Play Cattywampus. And we do have a Facebook group called Play Cattywampus. And we're on all the social media channels. In fact, I just posted a job on the USC job board. I think it's called Handshake, for a social media marketing intern.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to have a college student give us some fresh perspective. The niche, if you will, is large.
Yes.
Right? The niche is anyone who plays word games will like Cattywampus. And I mean, I've heard things with, I like this just as much as Words with Friends, and I play it every day. I've heard this is the next Wordle. I can't wait to see where it goes. And so those words of encouragement do help me keep on in the days that just feel long.
Yeah.
And I think if there's entrepreneurs out there listening, they can understand what I mean.
Oh yeah.
But social channels are difficult. And when you're a startup, especially a startup app, right? Because building this app was not inexpensive.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to start turning a profit before you can start using UGCs, right? User generated content, influencers, if you will, or paying for advertising. We do have an advertising budget. We are primarily advertising on Apple Ads, Google Ads, and Unity. Most of our funds go into Unity ads because we want to capture players who are playing on their phone already, other mobile games, and we want to capture their attention because that's really our target. There's a lot of sub niches, if you will, in the world of word games, right? Cancer patients, cancer survivors recovering from chemo, brain, and brain fog. I think in the world of cancer care, there's a lot of talk on survivorship about regaining your physical strength, going for walks, going back to the gym. There's a lot of talk about emotional well-being, joining a support group, being around other cancer survivors who've gone through what you've gone through so you can share stories and learn from each other. There's not a lot out there in the world of cancer recovery about what you can do to help maintain mental acuity or regain some mental acuity that you've lost through treatment. And I do think games like Cattywampus do have a place for that.
I absolutely agree. And I encourage everyone, if whether you have an Android phone, just go to the Google Play Store, find Cattywampus. I'm going to put the links in the show notes. If you have an Apple phone, Apple phone, Tim Apple, then, go check out the game. It's free to download. Doesn't cost you anything to try it. Just go play it. And I think that I would encourage people to record themselves playing it. It's easy enough to do a screen recording on any one of these phones.
That's
and
very true.
when you have good scores, post them on social media,
Yeah.
and tag Cattywampus, because that's absolutely what I'm going to do from now on, because I'm going to take my 220 points today, and that is going to show up on TikTok and Instagram and all of them. So
I love it. And you know what's interesting? When we were creating the rules and the backbone of the game, I intentionally made Cattywampus's, we call it, on the version you just played, game of the day. In the reset, we're calling it Catty Classic.
okay,
It is designed to be played multiple times a day, so you can beat your high score. Because if you beat your high score, you earn more tokens. Whereas games like Wordle, which are fun, but once you solve it, you're done. Right? Cattywampus allows you to. It's still the same word trio, but you never know what 11 tiles are going to fall in your rack. That's completely random.
I assume that there is like a data dictionary or something as far as like the words that Cattywampus will recognize. What was the? Is it limited to any like dictionary, or I know it's got to be more than it's got to be 4 or more letters. But
Yes.
is there a specific library that is available as far as like what you all used as
Here's a little peek behind the curtain, Barrett.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've gone through a couple of coders through this process.
Yeah.
And the coder that picked the dictionary has ghosted the project because of a family tragedy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was very sad. I think about him a lot. And he has been gone from the project now. I don't think it's quite been a year, but it's been a while. But he's the one that picked the dictionary. So people ask me all the time, what dictionary do you use? And I'm like, I don't know. But we are talking with Oxford University Press about adding the Oxford Dictionary into the game. And then one of our projects, probably for 2026, will be to add definitions into the game so people can. I don't know if you've ever encountered this, but I create words when I'm playing this game. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a word. Score, right?
Because
So in
it's a word when
2026,
it's a word when they all line up in the block. They're not jagged. They're not,
that's right. And there's a green line around them.
Yeah.
But eventually, and probably in 2026, because the plate is pretty full right now for 2025, ideally, I want each player to be able to go into their personal stats and see every word they've ever created.
Oh, okay.
And then they can go in and go, what was that word? And then click on it and see the definition. So
I assume that you're aware of the web space that's going to require and the storage. So
yes.
Do you go with Amazon's AWS? Do you go with Cisco? Like these are the questions those are the background questions that interest me. Because like I said, I work in data. I've done program management. I've done business analytics. I've done financial forecast modeling.
Right.
Like so that is where my head goes with the data and stuff. And so like immediately when I saw this game and that the first question I asked was, okay, which dictionary are they using? That's kind of like with Wordle. Like I know Wordle's dictionary is limited only to 5-letter words. And that is, or 5 or 6 or whatever. I have to start playing it again. But they're limited to only words that fit in that. And it's like, okay, so that means that you are only accessing a very specific section of their data dictionary or their dictionary words. So those are the parts of it that fascinate me the most is what sort of decisions were made. Was it Oxford? Was it Webster? Because I know all of these big, dictionary companies have their data available.
Yeah, I chose Oxford because we do have plans to grow Cattywampus globally.
Okay.
And Oxford's dictionary goes into 60 different languages.
Ah, okay.
So there was some strategy in picking Oxford. We just started the process to secure our IP through the Madrid Protocol.
Okay.
So we can launch into Canada, the UK, the European Union, New Zealand, and Australia. It'll take at least through 2025 to get all that approved, but the process has started.
I feel like of all of the English words that I know, I probably at least know 10% in Spanish. So would in my head, I just imagine because I see those letters and I'm like, oh, well, I could make like 6 Spanish words out of that. That's
Love that you brought that up because I was talking to the team. It's been a long-term vision of mine since I decided to bring Cattywampus to life.
Okay.
To create a Spanish version.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So
I don't need access to the Spanish version because then I'll really embarrass myself. I do it all the time right now. My neighbor Jose is Dominican, and I have asked him very specifically, only speak to me in Spanish because I would like to increase my what is it they call that immediate response? Like my brain,
yeah. Your
just jumps into that. Yeah, and so he does it. He will speak to me only in Spanish, and I go, all right, you got to go back, speak slower, or go back and tell me what it is you said.
Right.
I did not.
Yeah, a Spanish version, a Cattywampus Junior. So a Cattywampus Junior would be more animated and would allow for 3-letter words.
Well, that's very cool too.
Yeah, so
that's outstanding. My children
have lots of ideas.
That is so good. And again, the game is outstanding, and
Thank you.
I have to thank a friend of the show, Ami, who has another podcast called
Julie Gruber
has another podcast called Welcome to Wonderland, where she discusses specific subjects that interest her, but ultimately interest a lot of other people as well. And but she saw your Facebook ad and immediately sent it to me. Said, "This woman's from Colombia," and so that was what triggered all of this.
Love it.
Look, the game is called Cattywampus. It's available on Apple Store. It's available on Google Play Store as well. Everyone should absolutely go download it and give it a shot. Again, it's free to try and free to play, but obviously there is you can buy tokens and you can buy things that make your game extend longer.
Yep.
So
buy tokens. You can join the OGC, which is the original Gamester crew.
Oh,
currently priced at $2.99 a month. Gives you double your daily gift and a bonus bunch of tokens.
Well, absolutely encourage that. But the biggest thing, everybody needs to go check out the game and download it and play it. And let's drive it up there. How high have I know that I looked at some of the download numbers, but like what is the highest downloads per day that you've seen?
Well, we only advertised for 10 days. And in
Okay.
10 days, we had 1,500 downloads, which I feel is significant because we didn't have Apple ads up running.
Okay.
So we had 1,500 downloads between Google Play and Unity ads. Apple ads required us to jump through a couple more hoops. And by the time we jumped through them and were ready to run them, we decided to pause ads.
Okay.
I think the word game world is ready for something new. They haven't had a breath of fresh air since Wordle. And I think Cattywampus is that answer.
Let's do it. Well,
Yeah.
I encourage everyone listening and watching to absolutely go download Cattywampus. So,
Thank you, Barrett.
Adina, I really appreciate you being on the show. I do have one more thing for you. All of our guests are either subjected to what we call controversial opinions
All right.
or 7 questions. The problem with controversial opinions is Zach has to be here in order to give his controversial opinion. So the idea is we both give a controversial opinion. You have to agree with one of them. That's the idea. But he's not
Gotcha.
here. So we're going to do 7 questions. So
All right,
7
let's do
questions.
it.
These are 7 questions we ask all of our guests. All right. First question is, what was the last thing that you Googled?
The last thing that I Googled, probably word stats because we're working with a company to help find an investor.
Okay.
And so I needed some statistics for the pitch deck.
Okay. Good deal. Number 2, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, one superpower. Well, I don't know if you know this, but when I was a little girl, I used to dream that I was Wonder Woman's assistant.
Okay.
Because back in those days, Linda Carter was still on TV, kicking
Yeah.
butt. So I would probably a superhero power. I would want to fly.
Okay. That's not a bad one. And oddly enough, that one comes up more often than like, I don't know, like
Being
Xavier's.
invisible.
Being invisible is not bad, but flying is really good. We've had Magneto's magnet power, or Magno, whatever. But like the one that was the most disturbing was, I think we had a guest that said that they wanted the power to be able to control other people's minds. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
all right, well, you're off the Christmas card list. If you were to, this is question number 3, if your life were a movie, what would the title be?
That's a hard one.
Okay, so we also adjusted this question.
Okay.
And this one sort of ties into music. So if you were to turn your life into a movie, what would be the opening song?
I am not musically inclined.
Well,
I'm
no.
going to go back to the original question.
Okay, all right.
What's the original question again?
What would the title of the movie about your life be called?
I don't know if this would be a title, but it's my motto of life, which is be kind. You never know what someone's going through.
I think we could probably turn that into a title. I see a lot of indie
Chat
films.
GPT to a movie title.
That's right. All right, number 4, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I just told my husband the other day I think I could eat broccoli every day.
Really? Cooked or just fresh?
Doesn't matter.
Really?
I love broccoli.
Okay. Do you dip it in anything? Is it just
Sometimes. I love like steamed broccoli with peanut sauce.
Oh, yes. No, I do love peanut sauce. So, a Thai fan?
I am a Thai fan.
Oh, okay. Where in Colombia do you get the best Thai food?
We have gone to, of course, if you want something fast and good, you go to Duke's.
Yes.
Bodhi Thai is on our list of places to try.
Okay.
It's been a little bit more of a challenge since my mom lives with us. Until my mom lived with us, I was a travel nurse, right? So even though I lived here, I was never here. So that is one of the blessings of having her live with us now is I'm in Colombia all the time.
Yeah. Thailand is also really good over on St. Andrews.
Okay.
They are fantastic if you haven't tried them yet.
Thank you.
All right, number 5, and I'm gonna give them a plug bell too, because I think I was gonna give them a plug bell. No, I'm apparently gonna play the X-Files theme song. There's the plug bell. All right, question number 5. What is your least favorite candy and why?
Least favorite, anything like super sour, like those Sour Patch Kids.
Okay. Yeah, mine is black licorice.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah.
I don't understand why that's a flavor. I don't understand why somebody was like, oh, let's market and sell this. It just doesn't make sense to me. All right, question number 6. What is one strange or unusual talent that you have that nobody knows about?
Well, I would have said Cattywampus, but everyone knows about that now. A strange habit that nobody knows about.
You were only second place on the leaderboard today, by the way, on Cattywampus.
I believe it. I about dropped my jaw when I saw someone hit 1,200 on the leaderboard one day.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I have no idea how they did that. A weird habit nobody knows about. Well, my husband knows about this, but I learned this from my dad. My dad, anytime he would sit, would just flick his big toe and the toe beside it. And so I have this, that's just what I do. I can't sit still. My big toe and my little toe just do this.
Oh, you can cross them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just do this all the time. I don't know why.
That's interesting. So you can actually make them go on top of, you can make one go on top of the other and like reverse it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to ask you to show us because that gets us the wrong kind of viewers, but.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, and in kind, I won't show you what my talent is because in the comments, people have asked me to stop doing this, but I can blow air out of one of my eyes. So,
wow.
Yeah, no, weird, unusual talent. All right. Last question.
My goodness.
If you could share dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be?
Share dinner with 3 people, dead or alive. Betty White.
Okay. Love that.
She was hysterically funny. She was before her time, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. No, well, she lived to be 100, so thankfully she got to be through pretty much all of the times.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to see her when she was on Hot in Cleveland.
Really?
Me and some girlfriends were out in California and watched a taping, and she is just a hoot.
Absolutely. I have to believe it. One of my favorite movies, which is a movie that doesn't get nearly enough credit, is Hard Rain. And the character that she played in Hard Rain, along with Christian Slater and Morgan Freeman, she was absolutely the best. She was just this old crotchety woman with her husband who was just overly bossy, totally opposite of her personality. But yeah, Betty White, absolutely. Hard Rain. I want to see that movie jump up in the rentals on Amazon Prime because it's so good. They don't get nearly enough credit. Dennis Quaid is in it. Or is it Dennis Quaid? No, it's Randy Quaid.
Randy.
I think it's Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid's actually going to be in town or by the time this episode airs, Randy Quaid was in Columbia for Soda City Comic Con. So we will have already sat down with him for an interview.
Nice.
So that's funny. All right.
Love that.
Betty White.
Heath Ledger.
Oh, yeah. That would have, yeah.
Heath Ledger's a good one.
Does Heath Ledger get to bring Michelle Williams with him? That was his wife. No, not for you, for me. I will sit off. You all don't have to watch me eat. Michelle Williams has to watch me eat.
That's funny. And then probably I always thought Audrey Hepburn was very, very interesting.
Okay. That's good. I think that's outstanding. Those are 3 guests that I would also be comfortable with eating with.
Yeah.
That
would just have some good conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
how boring is the world if we only communicated and gathered with people who were just like us?
Yeah. Well, Heath Ledger is one of those ones. I know we lost him way too early, but I will. The movies that he did and his acting and the range that he had was just outstanding. And then I see his children and Michelle Williams and just the legacy that has come from him. And my hope is that people will continue to recognize Heath Ledger for how outstanding he was. He was extremely charitable. When there were, I don't know that they keep track of or where you could find this, but I know that when Heath Ledger was alive, he was one of the top 10 for Make-A-Wish. And as far as like children wanting to meet him, and he was one of the top 10 in there that was able to. So, all right. Well, Adina, I really, really appreciate you coming on the show with us. It has been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a hoot to be here, let me tell you.
Absolutely. Well, I am going to close out the show. Thank you very much, Adina Maynard. The game is called Cattywampus. It's available on Apple and iPhone, Apple iPhones, and all of the Android phones. So please go download it. I will have links in the notes. So go check that out. Adina Maynard, thank you very much for being on the show with us. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. We miss you, Zach.
Yeah, we miss Zach. Yeah, it's a shame he couldn't be here for the end of it. So, Adina, I will let you go and I'll wrap up the show. But thank you again. And it's been absolutely wonderful. And I look forward to all of the success. Thank you, Adina.
You.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode number 269, the All About Nothing podcast. Thank you very much again to Adina Maynard for being on the show with us. Thank you, Zach, for being here also. Links to all of our past episodes, podcast platforms, merchandise, and social media are available on our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. And if you think our financial model of giving away free content and entertainment is silly and you're in the giving mood, why not become an official Nothinger and support the show? You can find links. Sorry, I'm trying to do the screen because I know we're on live. You can find links at our website, theallaboutnothing.com, members.theallaboutnothing.com. You can also give us a one-time donation through the same link. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533, or you can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com, or you can join our Discord server. Links found on our webpage. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. You all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to yourself as well. It has been 728,746 days without a rapture, just so people know. The All About Nothing podcast is a product of Big Media and produced and engineered by me, Barrett Gruber. Thanks to Cake for our intro music, Sick of You. You can follow everything Cake the band at cakemusic.com. Thanks to Muff the producer for our outro music. You can follow Muff on Instagram at Muff the producer. You can follow me across social media by visiting Linktree/Barrett Gruber, and you can follow Zach King on Linktree/AANZach. Want to support the show? Visit our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com, and become a member. There are several tiers available that give you early access to episodes as well as exclusive content. To find links to our social media, podcast platforms, and merchandise to support the show, as well as past episodes, visit theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com, or you can call our number and leave a message. Dial 803-672-0533. If the time between these episodes is more than you can handle, check out our sister shows. What the Pod Was That with Carrie, Zach, and myself. Welcome to Wonderland with Ami. Politically Speaking with Erica, Kirsten, and Emily, and Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jameel Brooks and Bill Kimmler. Please subscribe and share this show. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe and punch that notification bell. Thank you for listening, and hear us next week. The preceding podcast is a product of Big Media, LLC, and is copyright 2025, all rights reserved.